Hello YTPC, Ethan, Parsimonious Piper here. Today I've got another parsimonious pipe, and we're going to talk about cats and chickens. Today's parsimonious pipe is a 3-star pipe by Lee author shape. Let's take a closer look. You see those classic author lines. You will note that unlike, say, a 7LE320, this is a little more slender, not quite as beefy. Up a little closer, you see those 3 7-point stars, puts us in the mid 40s to early 50s. Again, classic lines. If you look closely at that stem joint, you'll notice that the stem looks like it tapers in a little bit into the stummel. That means somebody probably buffed that by hand when it was not attached to the stummel. Don't do that, folks. When you're restoring an old pipe, never use any kind of a grit, which will remove material, not just oxidation, unless it is attached to the stummel so that you keep that line even. Moving on underneath, some nice swirls of bird's eye along the heel. The back side has a little bit more of the same. Last, we'll take a look down the stem. You can see the classic author shape on this. Now, despite the slight overbuffing on the stem, that still was a pretty good buy at $39 and change, including shipping. It is still a lovely pipe, and if you're not up close, you don't notice it. And it's a great smoker. Oh, what am I smoking in it today? Another bowl of Penzance on a windy day. Come on, settle down. There we go. Use my fingers as a windscreen. So cats and chicks, what's that got to do with anything? Luke, Cincinnati Piper, is celebrating being on as a presenter for a couple of years now and crossing the 500 sub mark. Anybody who's been following Luke for any length of time knows this is just he's a remarkably nice young guy. Served our country in the Marines. He's not a former Marine. I understand. Once a Marine, always a Marine. But he separated from the service over the last year or so, and he's just a great guy. Get to know him. For his GAW, 500 sub GAW, he asked 3 questions. All right, come on. First, he asked who we think the coolest cat in the YTPC is. Now, I've heard some of you guys squirrel around and go, I don't want to name somebody because I'll hurt somebody's feelings. Wah, wah, wah. Come on, guys. It's fun. Whose feelings are going to get hurt? Besides, there's only one coolest cat in the YTPC, and that has got to be Dave, OBX Piper. If you've never met Dave, Dave is like chill on legs. The guy is, he's got a beach hippie vibe going on that you just cannot help but relax as soon as he walks in the room. He's great. He's an awesome guy. And if you don't think he's the coolest cat in the YTPC, it's okay. You're allowed to be wrong every once in a while. And he drops his temper. Let's get relit. Talking and my pipe went out. Well, the next two questions weren't pipe or YTPC related. They were kind of fun, though. First one, he showed us some new additions to the family, little chicks. No, I don't mean like gymnasts or something. I mean chickens, baby chickens. He said, now, if you had to name chicks, what would you name them? Well, the only things that I know that chickens do are cluck and peck, and since I wanted to keep this family friendly, I decided I'd go a different direction. So if I had two to name, I think I'd probably name them Sam and Ella. Now, if I had one little chick and it had some attitude, maybe the wherewithal to back it up against his other baby chick friends, I might call him Cluck Norris. But if this little chick tended to be, well, forgotten and ignored, I would just name it Dixie. Y'all country fans will get that reference. Last question. He said, if we were to plant a subsistence garden, what at least 3 plants would we plant? Now, I thought long and hard about this, and some folks were talking about staples like potatoes and carrots and things like that. No, that's all fine and good, but the zombie apocalypse comes, people are going to steal your potatoes and carrots. No, I think I would plant ghost peppers first. They're not as likely to be stolen in the zombie apocalypse, and hopefully they're boxer proof. You see, we used to grow jalapenos, and we had a boxer one spring that decided that he was going to eat all of the jalapenos off of one of my plants. That is where the term sick as a dog comes from. Yeah, that one hurt. It hurt me too. I lost all my peppers. Now, hopefully even a boxer, would be smart enough after eating one ghost pepper to leave the rest of the plant alone. See, ghost peppers also last longer than jalapenos, though. I mean, you dry those things, you can rehydrate them, you can grind them up into powder or whatever. And, you don't use nearly as much of a ghost pepper as you do of a jalapeno to get any kind of kick in whatever dish you're cooking. So, ghost pepper is number 1. Number 2, I plant kale. I don't even like kale. But apparently it's nutritious. And down here in the South, folks have no idea what it is. Well, that looks kind of like collards or mustard greens or turnip greens, but it ain't them. It must not be edible. So we'd be good. That part of our garden would be safe. Last, I figured I'd throw in some fruit. And I think I would plant durian. You ever had durian? Durian doesn't taste so bad. It's kind of sweet. It's very high in nutrients from what I understand. You ever smelled durian? Durian smells like, I don't know, Shaquille O'Neal's feet after a double overtime game. I mean, it's just nasty. Some of the most awful smelling stuff you ever smelled when you cut it open. But it doesn't taste bad. It's not likely to get stolen. Not after they cut the first one open anyway. So those are my 3 answers, Luke. Folks, if you have not subbed Luke, Cincinnati Piper, his link will be down below, as always. Go give him a sub. Check out his videos. Nice guy. Show him some support. And with that, light something you like. Penzance ain't bad. Enjoy your afternoon.